Reason. I'm the Executive Director for the Center for Bioethical Reform, Director of the Midwest Region. I'm also the President of the Pro-Life Institute. And not to go on further about the issue of federalism, but this is what this is about. Roe versus Wade, when it was handed down in 1973, basically violated that principle of federalism. It should have never been decided by the U.S. Supreme Court. It should have been left to the states to decide. It's no different than FOCA. FOCA is an extension of Roe versus Wade and tramples on states' rights. Therefore, we believe that abortion policy should be settled by the states directly through the people or through the state legislature, through the elected representatives. And that alone is enough reason for the federal government to stay out of the business of abortion policy and forcing states like Ohio to change abortion law. The Federal Freedom of Choice Act rolled back 30 years of pro-life gains, consensus gains among those on both sides of the aisle. And that's something, again, that the federal government should not be involved with. So we at the Center for Bioethical Reform asked the General Assembly to pass this resolution to tell Congress that we do not want them to force the state of Ohio to roll back these policies. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm Barry Sheets. I'm the Government Relations Director for Citizens for Community Values. We are an Ohio Family Policy Council for Focus on the Family and Family Research Council. And we stand today with our friends Senator Grendell, Senator Buehrer, Representative Jones, and Chris Long of the Ohio Christian Alliance and the other organizations represented here today to issue our support for Senate Concurrent Resolution 6. It is an issue that we need to have specific focus on because of the threats that it has, not just to innocent life, but to the nature of our federal system. If you take a look at what FOCA does, and I'll be very brief with this, if FOCA passes, it would overturn state laws in this state relative to full disclosure to patients of the potential health risks of abortion, laws requiring that the parents of a minor child seeking an abortion be notified prior to the performance of the procedure, and restrictions limiting the taking of the life of an unborn child after the point of fetal viability. All of the above are measures that the elected representatives of the state of Ohio have put into place over a number of years of debate, discussion, and decision-making. It is imperative that our elected officials in the state of Ohio communicate a clear message of opposition to attempts to redefine by means of policy the nature of our federal system. Senate Concurrent Resolution 6 would send that clear message to Ohio's congressional delegation and the members of the 111th Congress that the state of Ohio stands ready to defend our native rights to self-governance and the upholding of the dignity of human life at all stages. Thank you.
And the answer is once before, but not this term, but as Senator Buehrer pointed out, the sponsor said he will be back. As Senator Buehrer pointed out, the President said he will sign it to law. And the way things are happening in Washington, federal legislation seems to get passed so fast, we did not want to be left out of the discussion. So we felt it was important that we got SCR 6 up and out and got it to Washington before Washington, ran this thing through like some of the other things we've seen recently, irresponsibly being passed out of Washington. FOCA is a tremendous threat to the rights of everyday Americans. You've heard that, to women and to the unborn. Once implemented, it can result in the invalidation of state and federal laws that actually protect the rights, health, and safety of women and unborn children. One of the points that was pointed out I want to reinforce, the Act could endanger the constitutional rights of health care providers. So it's not just about the women and the children. Religious organizations and employers. It could wipe out every restriction on abortion nationwide, which was been passed by the states, and eradicate state laws that have a majority of American support, such as the bans on partial birth abortion, the requirements that women be given information about the risks of an abortion, requiring licensed physicians for abortion, and that parents must get informed and give consent for minors having abortions. All of those have been highly supported by a majority of Americans, and this Congress could wipe them out. That is why I say that the wolves are circling in Washington. Consider, I'm not a big fan usually of these resolutions, but I'll tell you what, on this one, consider it the first shot at Lexington and Concord. We are going to be patriots. We're going to let those wolves know that there aren't sheep in Ohio when it comes to protecting the rights of children, the rights of the unborn, the rights of women, and the rights of our state to make those decisions locally. This is not a Freedom of Choice Act. It is taking away the freedom of choice of Ohioans to elect their legislators to set the policy that will govern this issue in Ohio. It's not about choice, it's taking away our choice and supplanting it with the choice of some elitists who are abusing their power in Washington. And so we will not be sheep on this issue. We will stand firm, and we will start with SCR 6. And my office has been contacting like-minded legislators in other states, because we will not stop here. We will push SCR 6 through Ohio and work with 49 other states so that all 50 states will tell Washington, don't trample on our rights, don't place our women and unborn children at risk. But that is something that would be willing to defy FOCA in this past. I can't speak for the whole state of Ohio. Last I looked, I'm one of 132. But I believe that the 10th Amendment needs to be preserved at some point. What better point to preserve both states' rights, but the rights of women and children than on this issue. And having said that,